Hey everyone, welcome to Frame by Frame. I'm Sarah, and I'm super excited to share my photography journey with you. First, a little bit about me. I am currently 46, and I just started photography within the past year. Um, I took my very first photography class in April of 2025, and I kind of wasn't sure what I was doing. I am not a math person, and I always felt like photography was really beyond me because there is supposedly all of this math involved with the whole exposure triangle, and but I really just wanted something in me was saying you want photography. And so my very first class was actually a macro class, and I just did it with my phone. Since then, I have upgraded my gear a little bit and taken several other classes, and I figured out the exposure triangle. And the key thing for me that I actually learned from a course I found on YouTube on, I think it was Chris Bray Photography's channel. If I can find it, I'll link to it. But the way that he taught it was particularly with the f stops. And because it's a fraction of one, and it was all just, and then it has decimals. And I was like, what? How do you? The way he explained it was super simple, and I'm going to pass it along to you. When you're looking at your camera and it says f-stop 2.0 or 2 point whatever or 5 point whatever, whatever number it goes up to, 8, 10, whatever. The bigger that number, the more Fs, the more of the scene in front of you is in focus. The smaller that number of Fs, the less of the scene in front of you that's in focus. So if you want like a short field of view, you want fewer F numbers. If you want the whole thing in focus for like a landscape, you want a bigger F number. That kind of broke things free for me. And from there, it felt much more natural and much more fun. Now, the other piece of this story is I have been unemployed for like a year. I do have my own self-employed business on a whole other YouTube channel that we're not even going to mention because it's not related to photography in any way, shape, or form. But while I'm waiting for that to give me a thriving income and all of that, I'm definitely on a budget. And even if I had a thriving income, I'm not a person that's going to go spend $1,000 on like a tripod or $500 on, I don't know, some random piece of seemingly simple equipment. What I've realized is that, like you say, something is for a wedding and suddenly the price is like double or triple what it would be under any other circumstance. Photography is kind of the same way. So, for example, I'm taking a still life class right now, and the instructor is very awesome and generous with his stuff. And he has these foam boards that's black on one side and white on the other. So you can reflect the light or block the light or whatever you need to do to help get the right lighting in your shot because it's just using window light, no fancy, expensive lighting equipment needed. Awesome. So I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. I would love to have that at home so I could start to do some of these at home. And I started looking at how to, pricing this out. And it's like $30. It's a piece of foam board that's two colors, black on one side, white on the other. Why is that $30? No. We're going to go to Walmart. We're going to get a piece of white foam board for like $1.50 and a piece of black foam board for like $2. Why it's more, I don't know, but okay. And we're going to glue them together with a hot glue gun that I already have. Why does it have to be 25? It didn't make sense. Here's another example, again from still life. Sometimes they use what's called a scrim that kind of filters the light coming through the window so it's a little less harsh, like if you've got direct sunlight coming in for some reason. Well, those scrims, hundreds of dollars. Really? Guess what? Frosted shower curtain already has grommets. You can hang it on your curtain rod. Done. It's like a $5 solution. So this is what I'm saying for photographers on a budget. And I've got all kinds of little hacks like that because I'm a very creative problem solver. My friends call me Wonder Guyver, Wonder Woman, MacGyver, for those of you who are old enough to remember those shows. And so this is another way that that's coming into play. I'm like, hey, yeah, let's not spend $500 on a piece of fabric to put in front of a window. Let's buy a shower curtain, right? So there's tons of little tips and tricks. And I'm also going to potentially show you my camera settings. And I don't really know. If there is stuff that you want to see or have questions about, definitely throw them in the comments. I will answer what I can. Mostly, though, this is meant to be fun. I'm learning right along with you. I am not an expert in photography by any means. And I don't think you have to be in order to have fun with it, in order to take great pictures. And I'll definitely share some of mine in future videos, in order to inspire people with your work. You don't have to be an expert. So I invite all of you to join this journey with me, hit subscribe and follow along and tell me about your own photography fun and failures because we're all learning and you can't learn if you don't mess up. I will see you soon. Bye.